Okay, so let's go ahead and start modifying this React page. So the first thing I want to do is delete the logo. And I've got app.css here I'm importing. I want to keep all this and I want to delete the logo from here. I'm going to actually change this to a h1 tag. I'm going to call it GiveForever. h1 is just a heading tag. Here you go, got pretty standard GiveForever. I'm just going to change the color of that. I'm going to do span class name equals blue. I'm going to put that in halfway. So we're going to have give in blue and then forever in black. Let's go to app CSS. I'm going to change the background to a lighter color. Do F7, F7, F7. And then I'm going to do the color as #222. And then the blue. Let's go back into the app and see how that looks. Let's change this. I'm going to want some different functions here, so we can get rid of, we're going to keep that button in, we're going to get rid of this. In fact, let's bring all of this down to a deposit function, and I also want a withdraw function. Deposit function needs an amount to kind of say how much you're going to send it. Withdraw function doesn't, because that's calculated within the smart contract. Let's save that and see how it looks. Not ideal. We also want the connect wallet button as well. Put that up here. Let's put some global variables in here. We want provider, contract, signer. And then I'm going to set these. Remove that, which is just our hello world script. I'll pull that out actually. I'm going to put that in here just in case you want loading balances first. So let's put the provider in here. And then we're just going to have the signer account as a open to start with. And then once they click on the connect, that will fire up MetaMask and it will kind of create a instance of that MetaMask wallet so we can sign transactions to actually deposit funds. This also has been the headers. Let's stick this in here. Tie this up a bit. Connect, deposit, and withdraw. See if the connect button works. In the original recording, I kind of skimmed over what I'm doing here, but it's quite important. If you're doing front-end development and you have a problem and you've done something stupid in your code and you can't find out where that problem is, then you can open up a browser console window. You can do this in Chrome by pressing Control-Alt or Control-Command and the letter J all together. That little window on the right-hand side that you see pop up will give you some information about where that error might be coming from. Of course it doesn't, because I haven't added the... I guess we need to create the deposit and withdraw functions as well. Const deposit equals async. I'm just going to leave this blank for now. Const withdraw equals async. If we refresh that page, we can now connect our wallet and get the signer instance. I'm going to tie this up a bit more by giving these separate divs to kind of push them down to new lines. Then we're going to move each one of these separate kind of button functions to here. Okay, now let's start interacting with our contract. So we know we've got, move this down. We've got the deposit function here and a withdraw function. Neither takes any variables, but we just got to pay this one and call this one. So we start with withdraw and then we'll move on to deposit because that'll be slightly easier. So what we're going to do here is do await contract.withdraw. And then for the deposit, we're going to get the value of the deposit amount. We're going to convert that to way. This is going to kind of move across the 18 decimals and kind of give us that big number instance. And then we're going to call contract.deposit with the amount here. So this is going to actually send the amount of ETH we want to kind of send to the contract. And we're going to wait for a receipt and wait for that to go through. So that's our basic, very basic, bare bones kind of decentralized application. Let's see if it works. So let's connect the wallet. So I think what the problem is we need to set up the contract to be using the signer address rather than the provider. So I'm just going to update this here when we set it up. Let's try that. Connect our wallet. We've got our address here. Deposit 0.001. Let's deposit that. You can see it's asking us to deposit the Ethereum or the Gorilla Ethereum. Confirm the transaction. It's currently pending. Let's have a look at the Block Explorer to see if it goes through. As you can see, that's gone through successfully. If we look at our contract address, you can see we've got a balance here of liquid staked Ethereum, or SDETH. So we've sent the contract ETH and it's converted that to SDETH, which is what the design is meant for. If we withdraw, so we're getting a reversion error there, and what I think that's to do with is that because we've only just set up the contract and we've only just deployed funds, there's actually nothing to withdraw. We haven't given it enough time for the SDETH to start kind of generating revenues and then to kind of withdraw them out of the contract to give to the charity address. In the next part of this tutorial, we're going to be updating some of the balances. We're going to look at kind of how to display data and update the contracts as well as the kind of front end at the same time to build this out into a kind of more polished application.